Oh, my name's Fox 9, so they can name it Fox. And if you guys have been on my channel for the past year or so, you may have seen that I've uploaded a couple episodes of D&D sessions that I've done with my friends called Broken D&D, which I actually need to upload other sessions from that game now that I think about it. But right now I want to talk about and try a new style for another D&D session I'm currently running known as another D&D story I'm currently running known as Kingdom Hearts: The World Time Kept, which, if you can't tell from the title, is based off the Kingdom Hearts series. Also, if you've been following my channel, you know I'm constantly messing up recordings and lose footage, as I did for the first session of this D&D game. But since I remember mostly what happened, I'm going to do a new style, recalling this stuff, taking also a bit of inspiration from Dingo Doodles, as well as overly sarcastic productions, most miscellaneous myths. Done by Red. Also, I do like blues history summarized also and all that stuff, but myths and gods always appeal to me, and I highly recommend these YouTubers because they are just awesome. All three of them. Technically two, because two channels, but in any case. Here's a quick summary of the first session of Kingdom Hearts, or at least part one of that. So to start off, our story follows 6 heroes of light. Furya, the male Gerudo artificier. Oddorai, the Saiyan sorcerer. Noone, the fallen human gravity shifter, with her cosmic kitty Fifi. Golar, the half-elf cleric. I don't know why I jumped on that. Golar, the half-elf cleric. Seth, the human Grim Reaper. And Xander, the human paladin. I think he's human. He kind of wears a lot of armor. Can't see his face, so you're not entirely sure. In any case, also, if you can tell from the first 3 characters as well as number 5, this, of course, is a homebrew campaign. I've seen before that people will sometimes use the idea of Kingdom Hearts being a crossover series to add different non-Disney / Square Enix properties to their stories. But with this story itself, I've tried to keep it within the wheelhouse of an actual Kingdom Hearts game. So even though one of our party is a Saiyan, don't expect us going to Namek anytime soon. I actually found a way to work in a backstory for why there is a Saiyan, as well as a couple of these other characters who are Disney Square Enix properties. So be on the lookout for that, hopefully in the upcoming videos. On top of just the base classes that we all have, we also have on top of that the Keyblade Master class, which, gives us our Keyblade. Though we each have a Keyblade of our own design. Though, like, 3 out of the 6 of us have Keyblades from the actual games. But I had a whole thing with that, but that's beside the point. Any case, out of the 6 of these guys, right now, 4 of them are really who we need to focus on. 2 of them came later on in the session, which we'll bring them up when they come up. Our story begins with a cute scene reading. I just noticed here that I actually read cute instead of cutscene. Then again, I'm pretty sure people ship these 2 characters anyway. 2 boys sit across from each other. A chessboard between them as they sit out on... God, I hate my writing. Sit out in front of a large window in a white and gold room. The white-haired boy moves a black piece as he asks, "Have you heard of the story of the Lost Masters?" "I'm familiar with it," the black-haired boy said across from him as he moved his own piece, a sly smile coming across his face. "Then have you heard the story behind the no-named Keyblade?" the silver-haired boy asked as he looked up from the chessboard to an empty mantle that hung above the 2. Then cut to Noone, Furya, Oddorai, and Golar falling in a world of darkness as a stained glass floor shines below them. The group slowly descending onto the platform as a voice is heard. "You have been chosen. The darkness consumed the light and the sky. The worlds raged, the oceans cried. You have been chosen to start another story. A reverse tale. Darkness rising, memories lost, road to dawn cast in twilight. Your departures begin. No one will live. Save the world. Fulfill the oath." Your usual cryptic shtick. With that, our 4 main characters get a choice between 3 weapons. One they keep, one they give up, and one that apparently hangs in limbo for all eternity. The items they get actually give them stat boosts, while the other items they lost will have, some kind of consequence explained later with, some kind of penalty. But after that, our heroes progress as multiple other stained platforms appear before them, each one containing a child who asks them a question. Also, though, before we got to speak with said children, Furya got swept away by the darkness. Ooh. Actually, this player had to go do something, but it worked out since I was able to make a story reason why he disappeared. In any case, our heroes continue on their little jaunt between these stained glass platforms, finding a few Heartless here or there, 2 of them with their Keyblades, but Noone wielding the sword she picked up from earlier since, unlike everyone else, she didn't start out with a Keyblade or have a backstory where she was trained by a Keyblade master who mysteriously died. In any case, back to the aforementioned kids. The first one the group met was a young red-headed girl wearing a white and purple dress, asking the question, "What are you afraid of?" After they answered, they moved on to the second platform where there was a silver-haired boy with a yellow shirt with blue trim, and who asked them, "What do you wish for?" The group answers this as well. Also, just so I can bring this up, out of everything that's happened so far, Noone is actually the only one who questions any of this, thus gaining her the title of the voice of reason in this group. Though Oddorai the Saiyan just explains that they might as well do it, since it seems like this is the only way to get out of this world or this place, which Noone agrees with. As the group comes to the seemingly the last platform to find a young, spiky, brown-haired boy in a white shirt looking off into the darkness, as he asks, "If you had to make a sacrifice, what would it be?" But before the group could answer this question, the stained glass floor shatters as they plummet down into the darkness. Though, unlike their descent earlier, gravity actually wants to work, and Golar almost became stained glass pizza until Noone shifts her gravity and Oddorai uses his flying to grab the old half-elf and fly him down to the stained glass ground. Though upon landing on said ground, our heroes immediately notice that their shadows aren't their shadows anymore. Oddorai's shadow taking on the shape of Unversed, more specifically a flood. Golar's shadow actually taking on the shape of a dusk nobody, while Noone's resembles that of a shadow heartless. Though they can't notice this for long or ponder it before their shadows are then Though they notice this, they can't, dwell on this for long before the shadows are then whisked away and then fly to the center of the much larger stained glass floor. Though they can't notice this for long before Though they can't ponder this for long before the shadows actually leave them and whisk themselves away to the center of this stained glass floor, where they then met up with three other shadows. Really? The shadows are then met up with three other shadows and begin to twist and turn and warp as they begin to form and change to a much larger shadow that begins to emerge from the ground. The creature having large blue legs with an unversed symbol on its right thigh, a completely black muscular chest with a large heart-shaped hole going completely through it, a large blue scarf with a badge shaped like a nobody symbol holding the scarf together, arms created of hundreds of thousands of little black boxes with red circuitry on them, and the creature's head covered in a white hood with a blue heart and a crown emblazed on top of it. This, my friends, is Black Mirror. Which, side note, both Darkside and Twilight Thorn, aka Twilight Zone in Japanese translation, both named after sci-fi/horror anthology series, which is a cool little Kingdom Hearts trivia if you think about it. In any case, thus begins a large, epic battle between the Saiyan Sorcerer Keyblade Wielder, half-elf Cleric Keyblade Wielder, and Gravity Shifter with a Disney sword against a large, giant amalgamation monster. Fight. Yeah. Though I won't describe the fight in length, I will say there was a lot of Noone and Golar flying straight through the massive creature's heart-shaped hole in his chest. The dice rolls were not with us that day. Actually, the only one doing any damage to this thing was actually Oddorai with his Ki Blast, just blowing this thing away with it. Eventually, Black Mirror got fed up with our shenanigans as he decided to screw this and smash the stained glass floor beneath us. We all tried to do saving throws to get out of it, but the power of darkness was too great as we were all pulled into the darkness and the world went black. And we'll end this video here. It's technically not the end of the first session, but it's a good enough ending spot for now. Next time we'll be heading to Midnight Town, meeting a certain King of Kings who may or may not have inspired Riku's look in Kingdom Hearts 3. See you later. I have an idea for a recipe. When you walk away, you don't hear me say please. Oh baby, don't go simple and clean it. The way that you're making me feel tonight, it's hard to let it go.